Jack Doherty's ascent to fame and subsequent fall from it serves as a cautionary tale that demonstrates how social media prominence may lead to irresponsible behavior and ultimately result in consequences.
Tell the cops it's a prank, he's overreacting, we're fucking leaving. They're literally calling the cops, they're saying call the cops to the back.
Jack's content progressively turned toward more contentious and dangerous acts, despite the fact that he initially gained recognition through humorous pranks and viral trends. A great amount of criticism was directed toward him by viewers and the society as a whole for his behavior, which included harassing people in public and acting in an unruly manner. This change in content approach, which was intended to maximize engagement and clout, pushed him into increasingly uncomfortable territory.
If I were fucked, we're getting pulled over and trespass, and I love this mall.
Which culminated in ludicrous actions such as turning off the electricity in public places. The toxic environment that surrounded his online character worsened as his online persona expanded. Jack's growing contempt for societal standards and personal safety was demonstrated by his involvement with controversial figures and his participation in live streaming events that were irresponsible. It is important to note that his attempts to elicit reactions from random people on the street during live streaming frequently passed the line into harassment, which resulted in a decrease in his public image. Early in the year 2024, Jack was confronted with the repercussions of his acts, which marked the turning point in his life. Following a 24-hour ban on a streaming platform for inappropriate behavior and subsequent fraudulent copyright claims against fellow YouTubers, the public outcry increased. The ban was imposed because of unacceptable behavior. The culmination of this ever-increasing criticism was the filing of a personal injury lawsuit against Jack and his bodyguard. The claim was based on an event in which Jack's bodyguard is accused of assaulting a partygoer. This lawsuit not only provides Jack with legal difficulty, but it also deals a substantial blow to his already ruined reputation. To put it another way, it marks a crucial milestone in the progression of his internet career. When it comes to the fast-paced world of social media, in light of the spectacular fall of Jack Doherty, the delicate equilibrium that exists between internet celebrity and accountability is brought into attention. Initially riding a tide of viral popularity through lighthearted content, Jack's path took a darker turn as he began to favor shock value and controversy above true interaction. This was a turning point in his career. The intensification of his pranks, which included bothering others in public and executing ridiculous stunts, not only alienated a large number of spectators, but also brought about legal complications. Exactly a huge wake-up call. The lawsuit that was brought against him after a violent brawl that occurred at a Halloween party served exactly what was needed. This legal case included specifics of Jack's ongoing habit of harassment, implying that he received financial gain from his reckless activity, while simultaneously inflicting harm to other people. According to the charges, the author continued to capitalize on controversial situations for the purpose of gaining views and cash, despite the fact that they were receiving criticism from the general public and the possibility of facing legal penalties. Over the course of the scenario, an increasing number of persons and creators began to voice their opposition to Jack. It was the encounter with Lenny Miller that brought to light the rising dissatisfaction among his contemporaries and the public. The fact that Jack has a tendency to avoid direct confrontation was brought to light by Miller's challenge to him regarding trash talking. This characteristic further exacerbated popular contempt for Jack. This particular occurrence was not a unique occurrence, rather, it was a part of a larger pattern in which Jack comes under greater scrutiny from his former friends and colleagues. Concerning aspects of Jack's character and work ethic were brought to light in the video titled "Jack Doherty Must Be Stopped," which was produced by someone who had previously worked with Jack. The allegations that he put financial gain ahead of personal relationships and that he engaged in substance abuse were shocking revelations. The allegations that he was obsessed with money and the discontentment of his crew formed a picture of a creator who was unable to break free from his self-destructive tendencies and was found to be locked in a cycle of toxicity. Since he had a propensity for producing phony content that was frequently embarrassing and geared at a young audience, he was subjected to criticism, which brought up ethical problems regarding his role as a producer. The ongoing story around Jack Doherty highlights the vital need for accountability in the digital age, when actions can have far-reaching repercussions both online and offline. This is especially true in the context of cyberspace. Due to the fact that the majority of his primary audience is younger children, Jack's online presence has become increasingly contentious. This is especially true because of the age of his audience. It has been stated that he takes a considerable amount of the revenue that females produce via his agency, and that he pays them only a small fraction of what they create. Many of his videos include ladies who are signed to his agency. In order to persuade older viewers to spend money on him and his pals, he asserts that the content is geared toward appealing to them. On the other hand, concerning testimonies from Jack's former acquaintances shed light on a more sinister aspect of his behavior. According to their allegations, he engaged in theft during the period that they shared a residence together. Specifically, he allegedly took food from grocery stores without paying for it, and then left the empty packaging behind for the staff to clean. This conduct included manipulating self-checkout systems, in which he would scan only one item while attempting to take the remainder of the items, therefore effectively cheating the retailers. Jack appeared to be unconcerned with his friends' concerns and completely disregarded their recommendations, despite the fact that they attempted to intercede and push him to change. Jake Paul has commented on the troubling road that Jack is on, saying that his mindset is one of denial, seeing criticisms as hate rather than constructive criticism. This further complicates Jack's situation, which has been further complicated by allegations of wrongdoing. In an acrimonious reaction that was uploaded in April 2024, Jack refuted the claims that were made against him. He referred to his detractors as hypocrites and asserted that they were just interested in gaining influence and attention at his expense. At the same time that the allegations were becoming more serious, a former associate by the name of Norway asserted that Jack had let a girl of 17 years old to remain at his household, showing that Jack had disregarded warnings regarding her presence. Even though there were disturbing claims regarding Jack's connections with children, he communicated a lack of care for the situation. These claims extended to other former acquaintances who described Jack's alleged predatory behavior as part of a pattern. He did this despite the fact that the situation was alarming. There were allegations that Jack would invite girls under the age of 18 to his house and even put pressure on them to sign contracts while they were under the influence of alcohol. Both of these charges were quite concerning. These serious claims were echoed in social media posts by other individuals who accused Jack of using his power to abuse vulnerable persons for personal benefit, further destroying any trust that may have been left within his network. In the midst of Jack's legal issues, even prominent firms such as State Farm, which provided him with insurance, have distanced themselves from him, claiming that he has engaged in activities that are not covered by his policy. He finds himself at a pivotal point in his professional life. It is up to him to determine whether he will confront his problematic conduct and take efforts toward reform, or whether he will continue to deflect blame and fight accountability. The way he decides to proceed could not only influence the course of his professional life, but it could also determine whether he has the opportunity for atonement, or whether he will continue to decline within a community that is becoming increasingly unable to support him in the face of rising charges. Thanks for watching and subscribing channel.